Candlestick. Shop Stars OVO Gang. DJ Candlestick. One time for the homie DJ Screw. Already. I'm feeling throwed in this bitch.
Make sure you stop by the Rockets Chop Shop merch store and pick up some gear. Let people know that you're a part of the most informed community of basketball watchers in the city of Houston. Rep the city, rep the channel, rep the Rockets, and keep supporting us, and we're going to keep dropping that heat. This podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is partnering with the Rockets Chop Shop to bring you savings. So right now, for Chop Shop listeners, they are going to give you 50% off their unlimited plan. That's 50% off. So that plan is usually $30. That's unlimited talk and text, data, all of that. You get that for only $15 a month. All you have to do is go to the link. What are you doing paying hundreds of dollars to all these other companies? Switch over, make your life easier. Save some money, man. Save some money so you can take your family out. You can go to the game. Maybe if you save up enough, you might hit the court side. Put your feet on the court side at the Rockets game. But keep rocking the Chop Shop. Go to the link mintmobile.com/chop shop right now. 50% off for Chop Shop listeners, $15 a month for unlimited. Keep rocking with us and keep supporting the channel.
This is something I know.
What is good? What is good with y'all? Welcome to an episode of the Chop Shop Pod. I got Space Ghost, the dream team back together, brother. Now, we haven't done this. This is a new thing for us. We're going to do a Chop Shop mailbag. And, we got to get this going so we can start answering some of these questions you guys put in the comments. We're going to try to get to the ones that we've gotten. And hopefully we can do this. What do you think? Like once a month, bro? How often should we do the mailbag? About once a month?
Yeah, once a month's cool with me. Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely let you guys know when they come up. And this is good stuff to kind of fill in the gap that we got in this time right now. So without further ado, we're going to get straight to it, bro. And these are some good questions, bro. I ain't going to lie. They brought in some good questions. So the first one that we got was from Patrick Mitchell 7794. He says, it's been on my mind lately with what we've been seeing from Jabari lately from this the post-up mid-range area and what we're expecting from him on defense. Shouldn't he be working with Dream just as much as Alp? I think that would take him to the next level. What you think, bro?
I think that's a good idea, truthfully. I don't think he would probably ever get the footwork as far as how Dream was up, under, right, left, head fake, and just used to just make boys look stupid. But if he can get the premise of it and the separation of it and learn how to shoot over guys like Dream used to do, I don't see no problem with him working with the Dream. The only thing I question is maybe Alp only worked with the Dream once that I know of, unless he's doing some behind the scenes stuff that the camera's not privy to see. But if they both can get in there and work with him, I think it'll help both of them out still tremendously. And as far as Jabari, he's tall enough. I think he's taller than Dream, huh? I think he's a little bit taller than Dream. I think he probably can be a little bit more prolific in the mid-range game than the Dream as far as shooting over guys, like actually using his height for his advantage. Because Dream, he used to just get people out the way, like with subtle head movements. And movements. If he could just get up over him and just get a little bit of that Dream, now maybe he can work on not the Dream shake, because I don't think he'll be able to just do that Dream shake like Dream.
You don't think Jabari has that wiggle, right?
Nah, he's a little stiff, like a little high and stiff. But if he can just get a shoulder into him and give him and then come back and hit it like Dream, I think that'll be perfect. I think that'll be perfect for him. So Patrick, I think that is a viable option. I wouldn't hold nothing back. As long as Dream is up to it and his knees is together, Why not? Why not?
Hey, that's what I was gonna say, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro is getting old, so I think that he probably would work out more with some of our players, but he's probably just really up in age right now. You know what I mean? Dude is getting old. I think that, but for Jabari to work with him, even that one session, with players like that, it's not even about the actual work. It's the little words that he's saying, like, giving him advice, little tips like that. And I wish and I hope that he does get an opportunity, because as you seen on that video I made, I really think Jabari is going to be somebody that should get more out of the post, because I think that's where he's going to be able to cook from. A lot of people cast him as a 3-and-D, like a wing or whatever, hybrid forward wing, 3-and-D player, which he can be, but you really don't see a lot of those type of players just with that 3-and-D being stars. And I want Jabari to be a star, and I think that post game, you're right, his footwork is not. It's not like Alp got a little swag with it, but Jabari is real technical, like real almost stiff, like you said. But it's not a bad thing. He reminded me of Tim Duncan. And you know how they call Tim the big fundamental? Jabari's like, he's like a robot with his thing. It's not bad. You could kill people with that. Like, just every counter is like a computer. Like, he's gonna do what he got to do to get you off him. So I think that's even if he don't work with Dream, that's definitely something he should look for in his game, that post up game.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt. I think it'll just be that much, better to just get him in position. Even if he learns the position, his body positioning from it all, and learning how to, if he head fake, get guys up, and then maybe he can draw some fouls that way too. Get them off their feet, come up and go through them and get some fouls, and maybe he can actually, because if he can go to the free throw line just as much as he can work in the post, then that opens up a whole nother level on his game as well. So I don't see
facts.
I don't see what it'd hurt, bro, for real.
That is a great point that you just brought up, because that really what makes a star not only is just scoring and being able to score, is getting fouled, being able to slow the game down. And it's really hard to do that just throwing up threes. You know what I mean? You got to have something that guys got to bite on. And you've seen how many times he was getting fouled. I think it was that in the Summer League, that it must have been the Pistons game where he got a lot of post-ups and they kept on trying to undercut his legs because they didn't know when he pump fake, they jump into it because he's so tall. So yeah, man, that's a great point. I think, like with Jalen, him driving to the basket, Jabari got to be able to mix boys in that mid to high post area, make him start committing, getting aggressive, and start fouling them so he can get to the game free throw line, get them free throws up, slow the game, catch your breath, just pace the game so it's not just threes, layups, or nothing. You know what I mean? But that's a great point with that. Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. Your main man, Luis Vides. The boy Lewis says the future of the small forward position for the Rockets is worth discussing. Now, this is a good one, bro. We have Brooks signed for 4 years and emerging Tari Eason. Now, this is one that I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been thinking about this because I'm not mad at Dylan Brooks. He got his bread. Whatever, all that's gone. Now it's actually about playing ball. I think that when I think about what that Rockets actually need, I think he brings a lot to the table. Defensive tenacity, that veteran presence. But man, how long we gonna keep Tari on the bench, bro? Like, I think if we giving him a fair shot, I don't know about you, but I think he got a chance to go ahead and take that from Dylan. Maybe not this year, but we talking about he locked in for 4 years. So what do you see that working out like between the two of them?
Truthfully, I think that's gonna be a point of contention. Like, it's gonna be if Tari actually take that step to where we think Tari could be, if he just becomes that much more efficient, and Dylan Brooks is not efficient offensively, because I think they probably can do the same things defensively. It's going to be, I think, on the offensive side is what we going to get out of Dylan Brooks or Tari Eason. And I think where I think Tari Eason probably is already better than Dylan Brooks is turning defense into offense. Like, Dylan Brooks is scrappy. He get tips on the balls or whatever. But Tari, he just steals the ball. He's going back the other way. He blocks a shot. We seen that in summer league. He blocked a shot, got the loose ball, and went back the other way. Now, if he can consistently do that, and Dillon Brooks is kind of subpar on offense, then we might have something to really think about. Now, the Dillon Brooks contract is not that bad to where I don't think we probably can move in 2 years. Because if Tari is coming along and progressing, then we're going to have to probably get some of this money off the books anyway to pay Tari, Jalen, Sengun's going to be up, Jabari is going to be up. So I'm kind of looking at the Dillon Brooks thing as like a bridge to where, because that like Lewis had said, it declines every year. He's getting the most money this year coming up, and then it declines like $2 million every year. It goes down another $2 million every year. The way Stone structured his contract, maybe he's looking at it more as like a bridge gap as well, and we can move off Dillon Brooks and then Tari, because I think Tari in a year and a half, 2 years, he's going to be able to hold down that 3 spot, like with no questions about it. So I think it's going to be like a wait and see moment. But yeah, as far as our small forward position, we're going to have something to really make a hard decision on. And I don't see us, I would hate for us to lose Tari just because we want to keep Dillon Brooks.
Yeah, that's a great point with the money situation. I think that's going to be interesting because you would think that the Rockets will probably benefit from Tari being on the bench because they could lowball him when it comes down to contract. But, I said that in the video that I made. A lot of times, man, this is the problems you have when you have so many talented players that guys ain't really getting to really flourish like they could. We seen, players like Mikal Bridges leave their situation, go to somewhere else where they could show their full game. I think Tari could probably do more than even what the Rockets will allow him to do, even when he is starting. I honestly think that the Dillon Brooks thing, they need to get off of that, because if Tari does keep flashing like he is, he's going to go into free agency, and I would hate to not be able to sign him to a good contract. If I was the Rockets, I'd try to lock him in early, and just because we don't have money to pay him, Jabari, Jalen, and Sengun. But that's going to be an interesting dynamic. And honestly, bro, if I'm thinking about it, if there's one controversial player on this team, it could be two. There's two things I could see the fan base turning on, two players. First player is going to be Dillon Brooks because of just everything, shot selection. He could just go sour on a team. He can go full Christian Wood. He thinks he's him, and just, take over a game, take the ball out of, Jalen's hands, Fred's hands, some of the players that we think should have the ball. That's one thing. And another reason could be down the line, if he's still starting and everybody think insert player, whether it's Cam or Tari, should be starting. The other player is Fred VanVleet. And I know, like Fred, I think if Aman Thompson really comes through and starts showing like this dude is nice, I think the Fred thing, not even out of his own choice or anything Fred does, it'll just be because he's older and starting. And we've seen that before. So they could flip on him. But that Dillon Brooks piece, I think, like you said, bro, that is going to get interesting. I think that's going to be an interesting one for us going forward.
One thing on that. The reason why I wouldn't probably make too much a deal about it, because Bari still needs a backup. Even, I know he's still going to be on the bench, but he can still kind of get those starter minutes subbing in at the 4 as well. And he probably can play alongside Dillon Brooks. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be that much, rivalry.
Like he's going, just getting, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even though he's still be coming off the bench, but I think he can make a positive impact still coming in off the bench. But I would like to see him eventually in the starting lineup.
I think what would make it work is if the Rockets are winning a lot of games, then everybody just shut up. But if it's like it get, like we start losing and there's how it get ugly. All right, we got next. Let me see. This is from Swaggy D341. Shout out to Swaggy D. His question is, right now, he says, to me, I think Jalen is probably the closest to getting to an all-star, just based off talent and future progression. Who do you have as the most likely on the team to get a All-Star nod? You can take this one.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. You can set it off.
Oh man, that's low key kind of hard, bro. Because who are we running the offense through? You know, and is Fred VanVleet, is he catering to a certain guy like him and Sengun? Or they the 1-2 punch, and Jalen is just the off-ball scorer type of guy, and that's all he probably is going to do is score. Then his defense is probably not going to be looked at in a certain light. And Alp, he probably have the offensive stats to probably get there, but his defense is probably hold him back if he don't take a leap. I'm gonna have to say maybe Jabari, because if he's impacting the game defensively, and he's only, because from the 4 you don't have to score 30, you don't have to score 25 a night usually, as long as you're giving out good defense, putting up 15-16 points a game efficiently, getting to the line 5-6 times a game, and you have a high plus minus, because that's what they look at, like what is your impact when you're on the floor, no matter who you with. I think maybe Jabari probably can get it, because Sengun and Jalen, I'm not too sure about their defense. Even though it's a popularity contest.
That's what you just took the words right out of my mouth. It sounded like you described an All NBA. Remember, he said All-Star.
He said All-Star. He did say All-Star. Yeah, All-Star, man. I would have to probably go with Sengun, man, because he got some rabid fans. He got some rabid fans, bro.
The whole turkey gonna be voting. They got the fan vote. Yeah. Coaches do love him. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Sengun. I'm gonna have to, because my All-Star is different from the perception of the league or the casual fan. I think if you're an All-Star, you got to be almost a complete type player to me. But since popularity contest, man, I'm gonna have to say Sengun, bro.
Think about some of the players that have snuck on the All-Star teams in the past few years.
Yeah.
I think Sengun is a good case. He would be number 2 for me because, like you said, you get fans voting, so that's players love him, coaches love him. And he just need a mini Jokic-esque type of season, and his curtains. We don't know. And I know a lot of people are defaulting. I'm going to say Jalen, but I know a lot of people default to Jalen, but Sengun has a great case just because I think in NBA circles, he's appreciated more than the casual fan would understand what he does. You know what I mean? So I definitely could see that. Like, people love Sengun. You hear any podcast about the Rockets, they may knock his defense, but when they talk about him, it's like some lore type stuff. I'm gonna go with Jalen because I think, like you said, I'm gonna look at it from the casual narrative perspective that the media and fans do. Team USA select team, he's the number 2 pick, scores, probably going to score the most. I could just see him being the guy that just the Rockets pumped to even get that, because if we remember with Daryl, it's a lot of campaigning too from the team to try to get their guys on those ballots, whether it's All-Stars. Who are the Rockets going to promote the most to do it is going to be Jalen. I think if he has a year where he's scoring 25 points per game you think about the West, like 2 guards. I think they do like backcourt now, like who's in the backcourt. It's tough. That's another knock on your boy Sengun. On Jalen over, because Sengun, I think, what's the name? Sabonis made it off of just some 18-11 type stats because his team won. I think Sengun could do that. If the Rockets won, then any of our players would really get a nod. I think that's a big piece of it. But you got Jokic, AD, you got the Twin Towers in Minnesota. Who are any other big men? Jokic, AD, Twin Towers, Sabonis,
Zion.
Zion, if he there, like Zion, if he there, but we don't know. But as far as like centers, that big center position, the West is not really just super loaded with just big men that's going crazy. Right. Embiid in the East, Giannis in the East, Siakam before. I mean, it's kind of so it's some good centers in the NBA, but it's a lot of generic, basic type centers that just do their job on a minimal basis. So I think Sengun has a good case. You think about guards, man. It's some, Dame's going to be gone. You got Steph over there, Luka, Kyrie. You got whoever is going to be, you got the young boys like, I think Scoot, SGA on the All-NBA team. You got Fox in Sacramento. It's so many guards that is damn near averaging 30 on winning teams. I think that it's really going to take like a super Hercules effort for him to be able to make it on the team. But I'm going to still go with Jalen just because I think he's popular. He's the de facto right now face of the franchise. And I think if he has a good year, he can dunk. He really got to change a lot of narratives about him this season though, to be able to do that. But I'm going to go with Jalen. I think that's a safe pick. All right, let me see. We got Swaggy again asked, he says, question for you guys. Where do you think the Rockets end up after the season? Playoffs, play-ins, or nothing? Let me start this one. I'm going to say if I just had to guess, even based on the exercise we did on our video, the live stream we did. Yeah. Where we went through every team. And it's easy to say, oh, yeah, we're going to be X, Y, and Z. But when you look at it team by team, it's not really a lot of teams you just gonna leap over. So I think we ended up, they was in a pool of 3 teams between like 10 and 12 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that's at the brink of the play-in. I think if we make the play-in, it'll be over. I would have, that would be my high-end expectations for them to make the play-in this soon. I think if we don't make the play-in, but we win over like 35 to 40 games around in that range, I think that's my reasonable expectation. I think if we don't make the play-in and we win less than 35 games, I'm going to say the season was a failure. Now, I'm not going to be like hard cap on that, depending on what happens. Maybe Fred gets hurt. If injuries happen and we win 31 games, you know what I mean? If key players go down, I get it. But as long as most of the players healthy, I think we got too much talent. The coaches are too good, and we got too many good vets to not win as many games as the Orlando Magic did last year. So I don't know what you think. What's your where do you think Rockets end up next year?
I'm right at the play-in. I'm pretty similar with what you said. Like pretty much everything you said, I'm right. I could see it. I could see it actually happening. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say we do get the play-in. I'm gonna say we're ninth to 10th. I think some teams are gonna come down. Like the Memphis Grizzlies probably come down a little bit. I think even the Warriors probably can come down. Because you remember that last season, they was just terrible on the road. They barely made the play-in. But like their road, if they don't fix their road, problems to where they can win on the road, then maybe they can come down a little bit. They are a year older, and I still think the Clippers are going to not be as good as they were last year either. So I'm gonna say we're gonna play in like that 38 to 42 win range, and we like 8th or 9th seed. And I think anything less than that, barring injury, like you said, if we don't have no injuries like that, I think it's kind of like a failure. I would say that. I would say because we had the most money to spend in the free agency, and we went out and we spent it. I don't know how wisely we spent it, especially, with the Dylan Brooks signing. So it's going to look like, damn, how much better did we get for the money that we spent? And if we didn't get 10, 12, 13 games better than we did last year, then it's almost like the offseason was a failure, besides getting Udoka. And so I think we got to win at least 38 to 42 games to even sniff the play-in, and I think that's a healthy barometer to be at. Not too high, not too low. I think that's a healthy barometer to set and says we're playing at least 8th, 9th, 10th seed.
Yeah. I'm with that. I think it's hard to gauge this team just because what we was evaluating was not real. It's like it's like a new team, honestly, with all even with the players that we've seen over the past few years. So it could be, man. It'd be crazy if they actually go into the 40s and actually sneak in and get like 40-something games, bro.
Bro, I seen somebody say we're going to be the number 2 seed.
That's
on that,
crap,
on that
bro.
video you just. I was like, what, the 2 seed?
Yeah. Remember on the live stream, somebody said the 3rd seed. Somebody said 60-some wins. Like, boys out here. I mean, I'm not putting my name on nothing like that. But I just try to think about it like Fred VanVleet on them Toronto Raptors teams that they've had. They've won pretty much 30-some to 40-some games. As bad as and their rosters, I mean, the Raptors fan will tell you, like, their roster is nasty. They try to do what New England does in football, which is try to get away with guys that are like undervalued and try to win with culture, like the Heat, but not good at it. And they have a good coach. They had a good coach with Nick Nurse, and they always overperformed. I think except the season where they had to play in Tampa due to COVID, they always overperformed their win projections. I just think Ime Udoka is a good coach. I just think Fred VanVleet is a player that if he's healthy, it's a you're gonna run I mean, they had Scotty Barnes out there, a rookie year, winning rookie of the year. That year, what's his name? Pascal missed a bunch of games. You had their wing, I'm forgetting the African dude. He missed a bunch of games. Anunoby. He missed a bunch of games, and they still crept in and took Philly to 6. We got talent, man. I just can't see it. So if they win 30, I don't give a damn how young or whatever they want to say. We should not be. Damn sure shouldn't be in the 20s and low 30s. Like, this is a real team. Like, they gonna maybe have a rough patch early, but afterwards, by the All-Star break, I expect all engines to be running, bro, where it's like you got to play us. And I don't know, I think I said this somewhere, on a nightly basis, the Rockets, when they line up against another team, they should be able to have a chance to beat any team in the NBA on a given night. It ain't like last year. It was like, damn, Golden State coming to town. All right, well, how many you going to lose by?
That's an L. Yeah.
That's an L. You can't. I don't want us to look down. Okay, that's an L. That's an L. Like, we shouldn't do that anymore. It should be like, we got a chance. Like, if we do X, Y, and Z, we could win. So we'll see, man. Go ahead.
One thing I'm kind of worried about is you win with star power in this league. Most teams that's good and take that leap, they have at least one star. If you look at even OKC, SGA, he's a star. If you look at any roster, they have at least one of those guys. Even with Miami, like you said, they try to get fringe players that was underwhelming, but they still got 2 legit stars in Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. And Tyler Hero was right there. He's not too far off from it. Who's going to be that star that actually steps up? Because I don't look at Fred VanVleet as a star. I think he's a damn good player, but I don't think he's on star level. And Dylan Brooks, he's not a star in my eyes. I think he's defensively a outstanding guy, a stud defensively, but I wouldn't put him as a star. So who's going to be that star? Is it going to be Sengun? Is it going to be Jalen? Or is it going to be Jabari? Somebody's going to have to stamp, a star for us. So, when we stepping on the court, we're game planning for that guy, and everything else can fall into pieces behind this guy. I don't think we have that guy yet. I think this is going to be the year that somebody's going to have to step up and be like, I'm the star. I'm that guy. So that's one thing that I'm kind of have, apprehensions about going forward, because we don't have that one star yet.
That's a great point. I'm trying to think. From game to game last year, it changed. I remember Wes Unseld Jr. for the Wizards said that it was Alp That's the guy, head of the snake. A couple teams said that. A couple teams said Jalen. You know what I mean? So between those two, to your point, who's the player that if you try to stop him, everybody else gonna kill you? And I think that's the dynamic you describing. Like, we got to stop Jokic. Because you're trying to stop Jokic, the team gonna destroy you because he gonna play off of that. And if you can't do that in the NBA, it's really hard to take advantage of teams. You know what I mean? Like Giannis, Giannis build a wall, but you building the wall, they got shooters around that joker. So he throwing it and that's how they destroy you. That's gonna be key. That's why I'm saying, like, Jalen, these dudes got to step up, man. Like I'm really banking a lot on development, internal development for guys to really take their game that third year leap, second year leap for some of these guys. I hope we don't have too many sophomores slumping. Damn near Jabari slumped the whole freshman year.
He can't slump no more. He gonna be out of the seat down on the ground.
Bro might be 6 feet under. You slump any load, bro.
Right.
But yeah, he can't slump no more, man. But that's a good point. All right, let's go. So this is the let me see who's next. If we win a chance, this is a good one. This is from Nightchild 6442. He says, if we win a championship from this rebuild, who would be our finals MVP? You can rock with this one first. If we win a championship, who's the player that you think will be hoisting up, what is it, the Michael Jordan trophy?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. Who's holding up the MJ?
Is it Michael Jordan or Bill Russell?
Damn, it's Bill Russell. I think it's Bill Russell.
I think it's the Bill Russell.
I think it's Bill Russell. I hope it. Well, y'all let us know in the chat.
I think it's Bill Russell. I think it's Bill Russell. I think the MVP regular season, they changed it to Michael Jordan. I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
No, I think you're right, because he's always the one handing it off. So
yeah,
in the finals, yeah.
Out of this current team, I'm gonna have to say Amen Thompson. I'm gonna have to say it was Amen, because he's gonna have the ball and he's gonna have the most opportunities to make the biggest impact. Now, caveat, I need to see exactly how he plays with our guys, but I think if you get a guy that's gonna put pressure on the defense, gonna set the table, gonna play defense, gonna get rebounds, and he close probably to putting up a triple-double every night, it's gonna be hard to overlook and say, unless Jalen just goes supernova and average 32 points a game or something like that, or Sengun ends up averaging a triple-double. But I think Amen Thompson might have the best chance at it. I'm gonna have to say amen, bro. I'm gonna have to say amen.
All right, that's a good. I'm looking on my phone right now the list of final MVPs from these past few years. You got Jokic, Steph Curry, Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, KD, LeBron, Iggy, which was crazy, Kawhi, LeBron, Dirk, Kobe, Paul Pierce, Tony Parker, Wade, Tim Duncan, Chauncey. Okay, so, and if you look at most of their stats, these dudes, except Iggy, which was nuts, these dudes are like stat stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
This the guy that's 25, 11, 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to steal your flow, bro. I'm going to go with Amen Thompson, because I think if we are, let's say, is this 4 years from now? You know what I mean? What is that? 2028. Right? 20, Lord say the same. We all there. We watching the Rockets in the championship game. You got 50-year Amen Thompson. This dude is 6'7". He's going to be, remember, finals MVP also, two-way player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just the best thing on earth. Two-way player. You guarding. A lot of times they're going to be the guy that's holding the ball, facilitating for the team, rebounding, assisting, scoring. It's not going to be like who's the best player. I think it's whoever has the most impact on the court at that given moment. I think Amen Thompson probably has the best skill set to be one of those guys that he's just a dude that he's just everywhere. He might make a key block, a key steal, intercept the pass, take a charge. You know what I mean? Have 15 assists in one of the games. So because there's so many dynamic scorers around him, and he's going to be working with guys like Sengun if he's still here, Jalen if he's still here, kicking out to Jabari and kind of making everybody look good. I think he has the best case. I'm gonna roll with you on that. I think it's going to be a man. But like you said, you pointed out, it really is going to be based on what he looks like in the NBA. I honestly think that the shot thing, I think people are undervaluing development and his ability. To me, I don't see a guy that has a broken jumper. I think he's just a bad shooter.
Right.
Broken jumper is, we seen that's the buddy from Oklahoma City, Andre Roberson. Yeah, him. That's Ben Simmons. That's those guys that like they would not shoot if their life depended on. They just don't shoot.
Right.
A man shoot, he just can't shoot right now. And I think if he work on it, he'll get to a serviceable. Even if it's somewhere like, I'm trying to think of a player that they don't make it, but they just at least they try. Even if he's one of those guys that like Russ. Even if he Russ, just the fact that I think he has better impulse control than Russ. Because to me, Russ's issue wasn't his shooting, it was his decision making. Like, you're shooting at the wrong time, brother.
Right.
Like, yeah, game on the line. We don't need a 30-footer. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think a man has that issue. So if he can just be a Russ, 32% from 3 or 4 attempts, everything else he gonna destroy you on. Good defense, high energy player. He out there playing 35 minutes, pure just energy the whole time. To me, his ceiling is high and his floor is high, but it's gonna be based on how he plays. All right, this question, man, this last question is for you, bro. This one says, this is from Swaggy D341 again. He says, question for Space. You never told us who your favorite Rockets player is. LOL, I want to know. So who on the team right now is Space's favorite Rockets player?
Jabari Smith. Now, unless A-Man Thompson just come and just win me over.
He gonna win you over, bro. I already know. That's a done deal.
And I'm not gonna lie. I started just those 26, 27 minutes he played in the summer league. I was like, oh my gosh, man, this
he's
guy
all
here.
in.
But I just like Jabari's attitude. I like his demeanor. I like that he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, so to say. Off the court, he seemed like the most quiet player. Person. Don't bother nobody. Just real laid back, impressionable. Look like you could just hang with him and talk to him. And he's gonna be just one of the guys. But once you get on the court, it's like I'm a maniac, and that's like Kobe-ish to me. That's like Michael Jordan-esque to me. To where off the court, unless they performing in some type of sporting activity, cards or dominoes, anything like that, he's just cool. He's just a regular old player. But once he step on that court and put that jersey on and his tip off, he turns into a whole nother animal. Like, he's just a beast. He don't care. He just gonna go get it. He see blood. That's how Jabari, I think he's probably gonna average, well, now we got Dylan Brooks. We might end up getting a lot of texts this season. Between him and Dylan Brooks, we might be giving up a lot of texts this season.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that, because the passion, I love passionate players. KG, Ron Artest. I love guys like that. And that's kind of me in a sense. So I see a little bit of self-reflection in him. So I guess that's kind of why I gravitate towards him. But yeah, man, Jabari, that's my favorite player, man. That's my favorite player. You got a favorite player, Frank?
Man, that's a good question, bro. I was trying to think of it. I've never answered that. I would say probably Jalen still. Okay. I think Jalen, I really see a lot in him. I'm just hoping that he is able to, because a lot of times where people don't reach their potential is not because of their God-given abilities, just because of the mentality part. And that's the only thing I've been harping on Jalen about, is his approach to everything. And I think that he's getting the support he needs now to be able to see. Sometimes young guys just need like a mentor. They need some guidance from somebody that they respect. And I don't think that, honestly, he's had that in the NBA. but now he does. And I think now we get to see, and I don't know who, I think it was, I was when I was on Will and Brado, their podcast. They were at, I was saying my spiel about, how I think some of these players need to do better and da-da-da. They brought up a good point, and they said that, because I was talking about Jalen in comparison to some of the great two guards like Kobe, Wade. They said that you got to think, like, them dudes came up under vets and different situations where they actually had expectations of structure. So if you judging Jalen, Alp, Jabari, like, you're judging them off of nothing. Because if you put Jalen, for example, on that Lakers team that Kobe was on, let's just take him back in time, put him on there. He got Nick Van Exel, he got Eddie Jones, he got all these dudes, these old heads. That's like, they're benching him too. So that's a different experience. He coming off the bench.
Right.
He going at it in practice with Nick the Quick. That's his guy, his big bro. They helping him out, slowly coming along. He don't start till like his halfway through his second year, almost his third year. What does that look like? What does he look like coming into a scene like Dwayne Wade did in Miami with Pat Riley as your GM? Where you got to get up and work out. You know what I mean? What does that look like for our guys? If Jabari was around Hall of Fame GMs, coaches, and then they slow. So it's hard. Like, I get it. So that's why I'm going to hold out hope. He's still my favorite player. And I think Amen Thompson coming for that spot, bro. I'm just, man, I just content, bro. Just wait, just watch it. It's gonna be sad.
Ask us again after this season. We might,
let's talk.
We might have different guys as a favorite player, but hey, man, if he showed me that he got that switch,
that dog, yeah.
If he shows me he got that switch like Jabari got. Hey, I might have to reconsider, man. But Jabari's still gonna be 1A, 1B. Like, something about Jabari, bro. I gravitate to him.
I feel that. But that is it for the mailbag, man. Appreciate y'all for getting them in. Next time we do it, y'all boys let them questions fly in. Space, man. Appreciate you, man. They gonna hold you. I seen people that was getting on you, man. You made a promise about the live stream schedule. Don't be saying stuff on
I know, bro. Like,
hey, oh boy.
Charlie say, I was looking for y'all. I was looking for you, and you ain't show up.
I was like, damn, they done caught my boy in entrapment, but
yeah,
nah,
I
man,
had something pop up though that I couldn't. I couldn't do.
Hey, y'all don't hold us. Nothing we say on air, bro. But appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, bro. We gonna try to do these once every month. So once we post, y'all get that in. Keep supporting the Chop Shop. Any last words, brother?
Nah, man, just been loving the support. Stick with us. Just stick with us, man. We're going to have a whole season to really, come together and have that camaraderie. Once again, it's just slow. It's just slow right now, man. We still appreciate everybody that comes by the live streams, likes Frank's videos, watch them, share them. And we get all of the results back at the end with our analytics. And man, y'all been doing y'all thing. Y'all been sharing other videos on other platforms and stuff. And I just love it, man. I love it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Keep rocking with the Chop Shop. We gonna keep dropping that fire.